Hello, everybody. Little last minute live here. I got my schedule changed, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pop on live, and whoever's able to pop on can, and I will have the replay up later. But I love a new year. I am such a new year, end of year kind of person. I kind of capitalize on this like new year energy. And I think I have a really important message that I want to get out to all of you today. Oops, my connection was bad. Hey. And I want to talk about one of the things you guys I know are obsessed with, which is action and the how. How do I do it, Amanda? How do I get to CRNA? How do I study? What do I do? What's the best way? What's the tips? What are all the strategies? What do I do, right? But the problem with all of the doing is eventually it leads you guys to burnout. I've done all the things. I've tried all the things. I've tried to think positive. Hey guys, thanks for popping on last minute with me. And then you get to this point where you're like, nothing is working. I've literally done it all and nothing's working. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel smart enough. I didn't get the praise that I thought I would get. My grades aren't reflecting how hard I'm working. I'm just not cut out with it for this, right? So we're going to talk about, this is like my little rant, and then we're going to get into some things. We're going to talk about regret. We're going to talk about the cost of inaction. I want to get you guys I want to make this new year energy sustainable for y'all going into your CRNA journeys. Because the thing is, we can't do before we be. You're a human being. You are not a human doing, right? And this is coming from somebody who spent her entire 20s doing everything until my life completely collapsed. All right. You cannot outwork, you cannot outrun a yucky mindset, a poor self-concept, or a poor way of how you view yourself. Well, you can, because I've done it before. You actually can do that, but none of this is going to be enjoyable. Like your CRNA journey is not going to be enjoyable because every setback, everything that doesn't kind of go your way is going to feel like 1,000-pound whale is sitting on you. And then every time you try to go forward, it feels heavy. I keep losing my motivation. And ultimately, you're just not going to enjoy the journey or even enjoy yourself. And that is what I do not want for any of you on your CRNA journeys and in your lives in general. So instead of this whole new year, new me type of thing, I want to propose to you new year, more of you, right? And instead of endlessly giving you all the strategy and all the things to do, I want to peel things back a little bit and get back to what actually matters, which is you. What you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself before, during, and after you are taking the action and doing all the things, right? So I want you to think about something. I'm going to throw this out here and I want you to think about it today. What if you didn't have to struggle so hard to be worthy? What if what you're doing, trying to be a CRNA, getting into school, surviving school, all the things, what if you are not in a worthy, good enough struggle? What if that wasn't your fight? You do not have to hit burnout all the time. Go, burnout. Go, burnout. We don't have to do that all the time. And I want you to look at your self-bullying strategies, right? The world's hard enough out there as it is. Are you self-bullying by expecting perfectionism all the time, self-shaming, beating yourself up, holding yourself back, playing small? Are you making the journey harder for yourself? Are you in this just struggle to be worthy and to be good enough? Because that's just not the game. It's just not what we're here to do. So I want you to think back to 2024, right? How many times did you self-bully yourself and then burden yourself with Googling and scrolling to find the fix? I got to just find the answer. And then in doing that, you're so freaking overwhelmed. And then you start questioning yourself and your worth and your abilities and all the things. Stuff that I believe I would feel less stressed. Yes. I literally just coached on this yesterday. We went super deep in this in my roadmap program about this. What if we just did not have to struggle so hard all the time, right? Because then when you're on the endless loop of finding information and finding your worth and being good enough and self-bullying yourself to try to get yourself to do something, then it just takes longer. Then you're up studying later, right? Because you pushed it back all day because you procrastinated. Then you're mad about that. Then you're up even later the next day. And then all of a sudden your applications aren't in. You didn't get your care plan done. right? Your personal statement, whatever you have to do, everything feels so heavy and like 1,000,000 pounds. And you're like, I just can't get anything right. Because the problem is we think excellence and we think greatness is in people pleasing, validation, accolades, and pats on the back, right? Oh yeah, pressure does make diamonds, absolutely. But not the pressure of beating yourself up and trying to be worthy when you already are. But absolutely, pressure is good. We want that pressure, but we don't want to make it harder for ourselves because it's hard enough out there. Kind of like I said, we think we got to make people happy. We got to get validated. We got to get pats on the back. Like that's going to make me excellent and great. I just want you to think about what if you already are? And then you're just stair-stepping up to other things, right? Bigger things, right? What does William say? It's a work in progress. It gets me to do things, but there are better ways to motivate yourself. Yeah, 100%. I've gotten through a lot of life beating myself up and doing all that. It's not that it's not possible to do that, but I just think there's a better way. I really do. Yes, I love that William said it has to be a balanced sense of urgency, but also not putting yourself down. Yeah. I'm actually making a whole coaching on motivation and like sense of urgency for sure. Because when you come at this point of you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're trying to kind of people please yourself to the top or where you're going, you're working up more resistance and it's harder when you approach it from that vantage point, right? So I'm going to throw it out there again. Do you have to struggle so hard to be worthy? Or could you just decide that you're already worthy, you're already great without the accolades, you're already great without the acceptance, and like it's going to work out? Like what if you could just decide that today? Already worthy enough, right? I don't have to struggle with that part. Because I think a lot of the times we make things harder and we make things bigger by just how we see ourselves. Because we get in this desperation, I got to get better, I got to get worthy, I got to get good enough. And that's when we're just like go, 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 go until we slam into the ground. And then we got to figure out how to get back up. She says, amen, you have to believe in you. I struggle with this every day. Yeah, we all do. It's like, it's normal. So we're going to talk about today, right? And again, I'm all about action. I'll give you strategies all day long, 100%. I'm all about it. But we just can't be so obsessed with that we forget about the human being behind who's doing the actions, who's taking the actions, who's putting themselves out there. We can't forget about that part of it, right? Doers, we're like such doers, but we still have to be beers too, right? And again, your struggle in becoming a CRNA and elevating your career, whatever you're doing, the struggle is not to get more worthy. The struggle is there. The obstacles, the challenges are there. All the things that are going to happen on the way, they're there to get you more resilient, to grow. They're not there to make you enough. And so working to shift yourself into an identity of worthiness and being capable like kind of frees you up from all this fear of failure. How am I going to look? I have to be perfect. It no longer defines you, and you can show up differently and a little bit lighter and with more freedom. And another thing is, I think the scrolling, the endless screenshotting, we have to remember collecting information does not give us transformation. It is in the action. It is in the implementation of things. I just want you to hold some compassion for yourself while you're doing all those things, right? Because we all love, especially nowadays, we can get any information we want. We can scroll all day, right? We love collecting information. But I want you to start thinking about, how can I take this information and use it for my transformation? Like, even if one thing you take from this live or today or from any of my content or from anything that you are consuming out there, choose one thing and use it to transform you. Like little tiny 1% steps every single day, right? One thing. Let it shift how you show up, how you pivot, and that. And that is, again, why I think coaching is so powerful in healthcare, in our space, in my life, because we can reinforce your identity. We can learn how to be emotionally intelligent and literate. Like, how does that actually look every day? And that expands our capacity to hold heavy emotions, fear, disappointment, humiliation, but you're not crushed every week. Like, you're not just crushed every week, but you can become empowered in your journey, is what it's about. William says, this is great. Thanks for the reminder. We are enough if we've gotten this far. I love that. There are many things outside of our control, but mindset is something we can control. Yes, 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 yes. I love that. speaking my language. Yes, always come back to kind of what you control. And a huge part is you and taking care of you, right? It's not that this is not going to be hard. Of course it's going to be hard. But it's more so I don't think you have to work as hard as you think you do when you get your heart, mind, and soul like squared away. All right? You guys doing okay? Hey guys, see you guys popping on with me. I appreciate it. A little last minute live. Okay. So it's the new year. Got your goals. I know everyone's like excited. I know everybody in my programs are like, let's go, Amanda. I'm ready to be mindful. Let's get it. Right? But what do they always say? They say the gym is full for like 2 days. And by January 7th, it's like empty. Right? And I don't want that for you guys on your journey. I don't want you to feel by like the end of January that you're literally out of gas and you're over it. Because comfort tends to pull us back in. It is so easy to slide back into certainty and comfort, right? It's like the devil we don't know scares us more than the devil we do know. And that keeps us stuck, complacent, comfortable, playing small, and not going after things to our highest ability. And you guys probably see, I quote Denzel all the time. Ease is a greater threat to progress. Being comfortable is a threat to us taking action to forward progress, right? And I noticed I was like in a comfortable spiral kind of for the last couple years. I have a hair here, it's driving me crazy. I'm too comfortable. Like I've just gotten too comfortable with things, right? And I think realizing that, right? Certainty and comfort, man, can really get us and looking at that. And we coach a lot in my programs on what the right actions are to take, right? What you can control, what are the actions? Because like I said before, it can feel really productive to obtain knowledge and consume content without actually implementing things and moving forward and transforming, right? And I'm going to do another, I don't know if it's going to be a live or what, but it's going to be the 3 mistakes I see people making on their way to CRNA and what you can do about it. So that's coming up. So I want to ask you guys, what does being too comfortable, not moving forward, not taking action cost us? Like, what does it cost you? What did it cost you last year to not take action and move forward because you were it just feels so comfortable and certain here. I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit. What does that cost you guys? Hello. Good morning. Some of the things I came up with was like time, right? You lose time. You have regrets. Procrastinate. I heard this the other day. I loved it. Perfectionism is procrastination in disguise, right? It's way easy to try to be so perfect, but not put yourself out there. Even me sometimes hitting the live button. I'm like, oh my God, no. I go through all the things. Nobody cares. No one wants to hear from you. No, I mean, literally like pushing that button sometimes, like it's ridiculous, right? And it's just like, whatever, just go connect with people and talk, right? Perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. We lose time, momentum, we lose growth, right? We lose being able to evaluate things that didn't go well. All of those things hinder us from superseding our progress, right? Because like I said before, we're going to talk about action, the cost of inaction today. I want you guys to take action. I want to give you guys all the strategies and stuff like that, but I want you to take care of the person behind it. I want us to already know we're worthy when we show up for our lives. Let's see, William says not to be dramatic. Exactly. Decreasing the drama. I think one of my coachings is like, are you the drama? Like looking at yourself. Are you the one creating a lot of the drama in your life, right? Having that like awareness. My health, a hospitalization that was unnecessary due to procrastination. Oh, your health. I'm sorry. That's rough. I know. But it's like those moments of wake up calls of like, oh my God, why did I let this go so long? Yeah. And learning the lessons from that. And that's another thing too, is I ended 2024 with a lot of regret. No, not regret. Sorry. Bitterness, resentment. I meant to say resentment, not regret. A lot of resentment and bitterness, like heavy. Like I really ended it with it. And it's like, coming out of that fog, I'm seeing that like, I'm grateful for what happened because now I know I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to play small like that. I'm never going to allow that again. I'm learning to see the good versus being bitter and resentful, right? And so again, don't use this to like, well, I should have done this last year or No. We're here now. It's 2025. We're here now, right? Let's focus on where we're going to go now because trying to get everything perfect first, I just want to be ready. I need to feel ready. right? I have to clean my house, get rid of stuff, heal my past, fix all my relationships, buy a new laptop, get all the highlighters, and then let's go, right? There's this concept of loss aversion, which is believing that the emotional impact of a loss is felt more intensely than the joy of an equivalent gain. And what that's saying is it speaks to our natural human nature that we want to avoid loss so badly because we're like, again, it's certain, it's comfort, I'm here, I don't want to lose anything. Oh my God, I'm like, oh, I can't. But it can also impair our decision making for the good that can be on the other side of walking through things. And I want you to think, what are you afraid of losing during your CRNA journey? Like, think about that. What are you afraid of losing? And really looking at that. Is it your dignity, your pride, your ego, being rejected, being humiliated? Are you afraid of looking dumb or being judged? What is it that you are afraid of? What are you afraid of losing? I want you just to look at that. And there is a difference in timing. I mean, trust me, guys, you have to choose the right time to do something and go for something. But I want you to notice, are you in perfectionism? Are you worried you're not good enough? What is actually holding you back? I actually coached last night and she was like, I let fear literally keep me from doing this for years. And that's what I want us to look at. 2025, y'all. Like, let's look at that. What are you afraid of losing? And could what's on the other side of that be so much greater than that? Steph says being rejected and being wrong. Yeah. And I think I coach on this all the time is like getting those fears out there, looking at them. And what does that look like? What does it look like to be rejected? Can you handle that feeling? Because really we're scared of like an emotion, right? Another one, losing time with my daughter. That's huge. And weighing the sacrifice versus, again, what's going to happen over here. You got where you at, this gap, and then what's happening over there. Losing family ties. Yeah, that's another one. Good. I like that you guys are bringing these up. Yes. Look at those, right? Look at that. Look at that cost and that fear. And then also, but don't let it hold you back from what potentially could be happening over there. Like the joy that could come from over there. What did William say? Letting go is key. The past is the past. That's true. That's what I'm doing. A lot of letting go of the past. It's gone. It's gone. Thank God for that. It's gone. Future isn't promised, but we can create a better future. Yeah. And I am all about the compounding interest of even every day 1% better. Let me see what else you guys scared of here. Losing your inner circle of friends, my sense of who I am. I definitely feel unworthy and the fear is crippling. Yeah. And you're not alone in that at all. Yeah, absolutely. And these are legit. I want you guys to validate and see yourself as you're looking in these fears. Like that is legit. That is something to look at. That's not something to poo-poo or laugh at or like whatever, right? So really looking at that. And I want to say to you, again, is a lot of times we don't think we can handle the emotions that come with the ride. So we avoid it. We don't think we can handle it because we haven't built a strong enough self-concept, right? Anything, you said losing your inner circle of friends. I don't understand. Yeah, we talk about that a lot. There's a lot of transitions that are going to happen on your CRNA school journey, and you have to get emotionally okay for people to go their separate ways. Like you have to get to a place where that is just okay, but let nothing stop where you feel like you need to go, right? Anybody have anything last year? Like, what did inaction cost you? Is there anything not moving forward costed you last year? Like what is the cost? What is the cost to your life when you don't move forward because of these fears? Right? What happens when you promised yourself something, but then you have no pursuit toward them? You make all the promises, but then you don't do any pursuit. Because to say, I heard this the other day, I love it. To say and to not do is like building with air. To say and to not do something is just building with air, right? We have to say it. We got to do it. But the kicker is to do and not be is building with heaviness, which is what I was trying to say. We can't just do. We have to look at these fears. We have to address them. We have to face them head on. We have to look at ourselves, our worthiness, our enoughness, the things. We have to look at that stuff. That's why I coach. So we can unpack all that stuff and get into more action. That's the whole point, is looking at this stuff, not making it all dramatic, looking at it, and then, okay, next step, one step. What's the step today? What's the step the next day, right? And not making this so heavy and so hard. William said he got depressed and felt stuck. Yeah, that stuck feeling is like real, right? Right? So what I propose in 2025 is that we're going to stop talking about it, and we're going to stop talking about it. We're going to stop researching about it. We're going to stop scrolling about it, screenshotting, being scared of it. And we're going to be about it while we do the things, right? We're going to be the worthy person that we are. We're going to build our belief in our self-concept. We're going to be a human being first as we are doing the doings, right? William said, once I let fear go and I sought out mentors and people that inspire and believe in me, things changed. Mindset is crazy, what it can do for you. Super excited to work with you. I'm excited to work with you. We're on the same page. I love it. Right? William, we did a mock interview together and he got in because he's amazing. Okay. So we guys good? I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about regret. We're going to talk about regret and then give you guys like kind of a few things to work on and wrap up. So what we kind of talked about. Don't be drama. Don't be the struggle. Don't make this heavier than it has to be. You can decide that you are worthy enough while you go through this. Look at your fears. Look at the fears that are keeping you from moving forward. Address them. And then reflect and think about, is what on the other side better than what I'm scared of? Like, what could exist for me over here? Should I be moving towards that, right? All right. So one of the biggest things I think that comes up with inaction is regret. A huge cost of not taking action. I should have done it sooner. I should have said this. I should have, would have, could have, all that is regret. I don't know if you guys have ever, obviously we're in nursing, we're in healthcare, but I think this is so powerful. There's a book, I think, and there's some podcasts out there, but the 5 regrets of the dying. So this is really good to talk about on this new year. Something to think about is the top 5 regrets of the people that are dying. And I believe a hospice nurse put this together. Hey, Jasmine. So the first one is, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not what others expected of me. Right? And I think that goes to show is losing, of course, going for CRNA. I'm going to miss time with my family, my kids. I'm going to miss time with my friends. My life is going to change. It is. Absolutely. It's going to change. But again, one of these regrets is I wish I had the courage to live a life true to me. Right? And when we show up for our dreams, for what's in our soul that we want to do, and we show up to that and we let go of what others expect to us, we actually just get rewarded for that. Things work out. Things are good when you stay true to what you desire and what you want. All those things we worry about, they take care of themselves, but we got to address them first. Second thing, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Ooh, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. And again, are you working so hard trying to search for your worthiness? Because that becomes so burdenous and so heavy. Stop trying to get something that you already have. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Y'all, if that's not emotional intelligence, I don't know what is, right? Literally what we do in my coaching program. I feel EI is all we talk about in the thing. And this is exactly what I teach. How can we be emotionally intelligent and literate? And that's literally one of the things, the dying regret. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Number 4, 5 regrets of the dying. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. Yes, support, community is crucial. There's no accolade in the world that is worth losing your support over. And again, some people are going to fall off in your life depending on your transitions and you making them uncomfortable. That happens. But you know who your true people are, and be sure that you still have room for relationships and can still nurture friendships, relationships, marriages, etc. I have a relationship marriage podcast coming out. It's going to be super exciting, right? You can still nurture those relationships in there and stay in touch, but also knowing that some people are not going to come with you, and that's okay. And the last top 5 regrets of the dying, number 5, is I wish I had let myself be happier. And I talked about this all last year in my coaching program about suffering. We're going to suffer, but you can still have joy when you do hard things. Like you can still find some joy and some fun and some lightness while you are doing hard things, right? We spent the last few months of my coaching program talking about suffering, endings, transitions, contentment, gratitude, and joy, because those things can actually exist in you at the same time. They really can. All right, a little bit more in regret, and then I'm going to lift you guys up a little bit. Or I'm going to lift you guys up, and then I'll pop off for any questions anyone has. I'm happy to stay on for a little bit. Okay, so those are the top 5 regrets of the dying, something to think about. Lastly, there are also 4 kinds of regrets. Again, that's why we're talking about this in 2025, because I want y'all to keep moving forward, right? So the first kind of regret is regretting that you did too much or regretting that you did too little. The second regret is not being bold enough, not stepping out, not speaking up, not playing big, not taking chances. You know what's crazy? It's so funny. As I was researching, as I was writing this live, is the regret of inaction outnumbered the action regrets. The if I only did it, if I should have, all inaction regrets outnumbered the action regrets. That's crazy. Yeah. I'll get to the questions in just a little bit if you guys leave them there. I'm almost done. But yeah, feel free to put questions in. I'll get to them. We can chat. The third one, moral regrets. Not being in your integrity. Another big thing we coached on in the fall is what my mantra to myself has become. I will no longer let other people's actions pull me out of my integrity. If you want to be stank, I'm not going to join. I'm not going to be out of my integrity. I ain't going to meet you there. I'm going to stay in my integrity, right? Work in progress. Not keeping your word, not doing what was right, taking the low road, not the high road, bringing yourself down to other people's issues. So moral regrets is another type of regret. And lastly, connection regrets. Not apologizing, not reaching back out to somebody, not forgiving. We talk a lot about forgiving in coaching too, okay? All right, so why I wanted to talk about all of this before giving you the how and the strategy is just to bring awareness, right? Just to bring awareness to inaction, not having to struggle so hard, right? Because we cannot grow or truly move forward if we don't meet ourselves where we are with no judgment and just see and acknowledge our reality, understand how our brains work, our nervous systems, and what it is to be a human and how humanity works. Awareness is so freaking key. And that's just why I just wanted to, the first part of that, just being aware of those things. Give me a couple things to think about, right? Don't let your brain make everything bad and keep defaulting to beating yourself up, right? When we bring awareness to things, we can have authority over them and we can show up more powerfully. Okay? Okay, let's get into a few things you guys can do and then I'll wrap up and I will be on for a little bit to chat. Let's see. Okay. So Young Pueblo, I feel like a lot of you guys follow him because I see a lot of you guys liking his things too. But I love what he says. He has a quote. It was actually a recent one too. He said, true maturity is being okay with somebody misunderstanding you. The ultimate evidence of who you are is always in your actions. Maturity is about moving with your natural energy instead of against it. Which is exactly what I said at the beginning, right? Stop fighting yourselves while you're doing hard things, while you're doing the things, all right? So a few things to think about. Are your beliefs, are your words, or what are you saying, are they taking you where you want, right? Because the fruit that you put out is going to be the fruit that you are going to eat. Are you planning for your purpose or are you planning for pain? Right? Are we on the, I'm never going to get in. I'm never going to be good enough. This is hopeless. I'm always rejected. I'm just not good enough. Right? Are you always there? Or are you, you know what? I was built to do this. I eat challenges for dinner. I turn desires into decisions. I can lift obstacles up today. I'm the example of what can be possible. Are you building yourself up or tearing yourself down? Are you looking at what's possible? And are you doing that over and over and over again? And again, I'm not for the whole being positive Patty all the time. It's just about speaking nicely to yourself, speaking life into yourself while you grow, right? Are you planning for your purpose? The fruit that you put out there and you say is the fruit you are going to eat one day. All right? Are you planning for greatness and excellence? Or are you planning for smallness and failure? This actually hit me because I was really focusing, it kind of hit me in the face. I was really focusing on the past. And then I wondered why I couldn't move forward in a certain area in a relationship. And I was like, oh, because I'm living back here. I'm not planning for excellence. I'm planning for it to fail, right? Greatness doesn't always feel great, right? But you can establish your dominion in the midst of trouble. Having expectation. Are you expecting that things are going to work out? Are you hopeful? You don't have to stay where you are if you don't want to. And some part of self-mastery is learning to embrace the past, not like erasing it. So I want y'all to find the power in your story. Find your own power. Use adversity to help you explore your capacity, right? You don't have to struggle so hard. If you want to struggle while you take actions, don't build up your self-concept, the view of how you see yourself, and don't grow your capacity to handle emotions. You have to be able to handle hard emotions and hard things and recognize them. Emotional intelligence. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm going to do about it. This is like, you know what I mean? Running your own nervous system, basically. You have to be able to do those things so that you won't struggle so hard, right? Because you're stretching beyond that initial effort. Because you guys, you can't go to the gym for 1 week and then you're done. Oh, I went for a week. That's it, right? The person that stays in the gym beyond January 7th is the person that believes that they can do it. They believe that they're capable. They're building belief. They're becoming the person that just goes to the gym. They're already worthy without the gym, but they want to be in the gym and build that body, right? So if you're going to go heavy on the strategy, you got to go heavy on the self-concept, the belief in being the person who just goes to the gym and just gets this done, right? Or else you're going to work so hard. You have to be to support all the action. So I looked up the word intelligent and it literally is, I love this, the ability to acquire and apply knowledge. Not acquire, not just look everything up and gain all this knowledge. It's about applying it. Applying it is the secret sauce. And then taking care of yourself while doing it. That's what intelligence is. Acquire, apply. And then the sexy secret sauce is taking care of yourself while you're doing the hard things, right? Self-compassion and kindness. That's your weapon while you're on this journey. Right? Knowing your identity, who you are, standing in your self-worth, unmoved and unbothered, and redefining what success is for you, even for today. Don't give anyone else a responsibility to define success for you. You define it. Say this all the time in clinical. What do you want to do today? What would a successful clinical day for you? What is one thing you want to do? I don't care if it's just flipping the vent on and turning your flows down. Like, then that's a win. You hold on to that win. What does success look like for you? Right? Doing these things is your ticket to freedom while you pursue your goals and come up against opportunities, not obstacles, opportunities, right? Intelligent, successful leaders who are not burned out and beat themselves up. They constantly, so this is what leaders do. They constantly acquire the knowledge they need. They apply it into action. They evaluate that action. They're receptive to feedback. They take ownership of where they need to grow. They're rooted in their self-worth, and then they go again. I'm going to call that sustainable beast mode, right? Get the information you need, put it into action, evaluate it, take feedback, take ownership, be in your worth, and go, right? So what I want you guys to think about today before I get off or open for questions, what is going well in your life? What is going well? What wouldn't you change? What do you like about it? Right? Start there. Start with the good stuff, right? What's going well? What would you not change right now? And then whatever it is that you want to overcome this year, let's not judge why you haven't overcame it yet or why you haven't gotten into action yet. But instead, what can you commit to do in the next 24 hours? In 24 hours, what can you commit to doing? What if you went all in on yourself and then gave yourself a soft place to land with compassion, with some self-care after doing the things? What could that look like to go all in, to literally pour your cup out, and then fill it back up and then go again? How can you do that? What does that look like for you in the next 24 hours, right? Trust me, I like going big. I like going hard. I like doing all the things, right? But we have to take care of ourselves big, and we have to take care of ourselves hard, right? We got to kind of balance those scales out versus go, burnout. Oh my God, I got to find my worth. What do I do? And then try again. No. We gotta take care of ourselves hard while we are going and doing the things, right? So here's what I want to pass on to y'all for 2025. And this is what we're going to be talking about and doing all year, whether you just take my content online, you come in and get coached, we hang out, whatever. This is what I propose. This is what I want to pass on to y'all, is that we're going to work. We're going to work this year, but we're not going to keep burning out all the time. We're going to work, but we're not going to burn out all the time. We are not going to people please and grip so tightly to what other people are saying. We're not doing that. We are going to have fun. We're going to allow some fun, guys. We're going to care for ourselves while we work. We're going to believe that we're already worthy without accolades, without approval, without validation. Because guess what? Your dreams are bigger than other people's expectations of you. Period. And what we're really going to do is we're going to accept where we are right now, and we're just going to be okay with it. We're going to be okay with where we are. We got to be okay here and aware of where we are here and addressing those fears and looking at it before we try to get over there. All right? Because when you're constantly trying to keep the peace with everybody else and all the things that are happening and trying to do all the things, you have no peace inside. How do you want to spend your time and your days while you're going after your goals? How do you want to get to your goals? I heard this, another thing I heard the other day. How you get there is how you'll be there. Do you want to be there burned out, tired, just hot mess on wheels? Or do you want to be there like, I'm already worthy? It's going to be, you might look like you came out of a dogfight when you get there, right? But that inner person, that worthiness is untouchable, untouched, unbothered, right? How do you want to think about yourself? How do you want to treat yourself? How do you want to feel as you work, as you go, as you make mistakes? You get to decide all of these things. Stop letting other people decide these things for you. The good news is it's all you, right? And what is the terrifying cost of playing small and not getting into action? And this is why I'm so passionate about coaching y'all on your journeys, is because it's a powerful way to keep you guys moving forward while learning to be compassionate to yourself, working the process and not letting the process work you. All right. All right, guys, how are we feeling? How are we doing? And if you want to work with me, I've got my roadmap program for RNs. I got my mindful SRNA program for those who are accepted and in CRNA school. Hang out with me on social. I'm going to be unpacking basically what I just talked about in this live. We're going to talk about, I've been talking all month about making decisions, like making a decision and deciding. And we're going to talk about planning next month. The podcast is back. I just dropped a podcast episode today for my most frequently asked question, which is, I got into CRNA school. Now what do I do? So that is out there. Go check that out. And I've got my Facebook page. I've got YouTube, but I'm mostly active on Instagram here. Anyone have thoughts, questions, concerns, anything that stuck out to them, anything that they want to use to, one piece of that you're going to use to transform the next 24 hours of your day? So question here, how did you pick DNP anesthesia and not DNP acute care? What do you mean by that? You mean why I didn't pick NP versus anesthesia? Is that what you meant? If you're still on, can you clarify that? And then journal for clinicals. Oh, I see. You're in nursing school, 3 semesters out of 4. That's awesome. So what I tell everybody that is in nursing school, and yes, I totally kept a clinical journal, both in nursing school and I kind of had something on my phone for like CRNA clinicals, but yeah, totally kept a journal. Love that. I'm all about it. I should show you guys my collection of journals. But what I say to everybody in nursing school, get those sciences, get A's in those sciences. Find some people can get in the ICU, find whatever experience you have, make it work, right? Whatever experience you have that you get out of school, it's going to serve you in the long run. Obviously, if you want to be CRNA, you got to get ICU. But yeah, be an excellent nurse. That's my biggest piece of advice for you. Be a great student, be great at sciences, be good at your time management, and be an excellent nurse. That is like the biggest and best things I can say. Be open, be flexible. You can learn something from everybody, 100%. 100%. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for popping on with me. Anybody have anything else? Takeaways, questions, concerns, wins, goals for 2025? Anything. Anything. And I will get this posted up when I pop off so anybody can see this. Stay for a few more seconds here. What up, Ashley? How are you? Ashley's amazing. She coached with me for, I think, 2 years, and now she's spread her wings, and she's a CRNA flying out there. Love it. Hello. All right, anything else, you guys? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's what I'm here to do, help y'all out. But I'm just doing a different way. We're going to be worthy first, and then we're going to do all the things, a little bit of a different way. Oh my God, you're so sweet. You guys are so sweet. Just doing what I wish I would have had. Because I have plenty of lives. You guys can see all about my CRNA journey. It was super ugly. Super interesting. But I made all the mistakes, so I can help y'all. All right. Anything else, you guys, before I pop off? I'll do a quick recap of the day of what we talked about is, what if you didn't have to struggle to be worthy? What if you could just decide that you already are? What are the fears holding you back? And you guys listed out like so many. Losing your inner circle, fear, sense of self, feeling unworthy, family ties, daughter. I love that, losing time with my daughter, rejected, being wrong. I'm writing some of those down here because I can address these more. I can address these more in stories and stuff like that. But that's good. Getting those fears out there of what you're afraid of, giving them breath, giving them air, looking at that and what that looks like, right? We talked about being comfortable, being too comfortable. We talked about regrets, the kinds of regrets there are, the 5 regrets of the dying, and basically inaction, not taking action is like one of the biggest regrets ever. And then I gave you some some things to think about and do so that we don't have to burn out and make this feel so heavy all the time, that there is a better way. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Thank you guys for typing in answers and participating. I love it. I will get this up. I'll put it on YouTube as well. And if you need anything, DM me, talk to me in my stories. I think I'm going back to work tomorrow. I've been off like all week. So I will see you guys in the OR tomorrow, and go check out my brand new podcast episode. All right. Bye guys. Thank you.